In this video, I will show you how to export your files for the particular lab that you're going to be using. So these might be a JPEG file, it might be a TIFF file. Usually it is not a DNG file, and it's usually not a Photoshop file. So as you can see here, I have an image that I already adjusted. Now you're only to use the basic adjustments. So don't use anything else besides just the basic adjustments that are right here. Check your histogram. Make sure your histogram is nice and full all the way from the left side to the right side. And now you're ready to export it. Now you would have called different labs and done your research and find out what kind of file they need. And you will export it according to those specs. So I'm in the library module. I will click on export, and I will export these images to a specific folder. So as you can see, this export window is organized in sections. The first section is where you're going to export it to. So I'm going to export it to my to be turned in folder. So I will choose specific folder. I will click on choose, and I will navigate through my computer to my hard drive, to my Photo 5, to the folder called to be turned in. As you can see, I already have a bunch of folders in here, but let's just pretend that I didn't. I'll click on choose, and we're going to put it in a subfolder inside of the to be turned in folder. So we're going to call this A02. That's the name of the assignment. Underscore your last name. And then over here under file name, we're going to choose a file name that is custom name original number. And we're going to change the name of this file to the name of the lab. So again, it is going to be A02 for the assignment, your last name. But we're also going to add the lab name. And so let's say that this is going to be for icon. But again, you would have done your own research and you decide what lab you're going to use. And when I called icon, they told me that I'm going to get an inkjet. Well, I asked for an inkjet professional print, and they told me that they would prefer to have, let's say for this example, now again, follow what they tell you. For this example, let's say that they told me it was a TIFF, and that it was going to be Adobe RGB color space, and it was going to be 8-bit. There's no compression. And I want this to be, this is going to be printed either 8x10 or 8.5x11, depending what paper size they have. So I'm going to change the resize to fit to long edge. And I'm going to change, instead of pixels, I'm going to choose inches. And the long edge is going to be 11 because they are going to be printing on an 8.5x11. But follow the instructions they give you. And then they told me that the resolution of this image will be 240. So I will put in 240. And here we go. I can go ahead and export this file. Click export. Okay. And then I also am going to upload this to a non-professional online lab. And this time they required a JPEG file. So here you can see that the folder has been created. You see, there it is. And because I've done this several times, I have more files than you guys, but here we go. Here's the icon image. And as you can see from before, I also have one that went to Richard's Photo Lab, and I have one that went to CBS. Okay, so I'm going to close this. And again, I'm going to click on export. But this time, this is going to go to a non-professional lab, whatever your choice is. And they tell me that I need a JPEG, or I looked up on their website that it's a JPEG. Let's say it's going to be Shutterfly, for example. So here I'm going to, well, let's start from the top. So notice it's going to go into to be turned in folder. It's going to go to the assignment folder, then it's going to be renamed to Shutterfly. And as you can see, there's the name. And it's going to be a JPEG file. And they wanted sRGB. And I'll give them a compression. Now the compression can be anywhere between 70 and 100. Obviously 70 will give you a smaller file size, but it will still be printed quite well. Or if you want to, you can leave it at 100, but it's just going to take a little bit longer to upload to their site. And again, it's going to be long edge. And this time they told me that they print on 8x10 paper. So I'm going to change the long edge to 10 inches this time. And they also told me that they were going to print it at 300 dpi. So I'm going to change that to 300. And I'm going to click on export. And here we go again. Here we go. It is a TIFF file, and here's a JPEG file. And the TIFF file is Adobe RGB color space, as you can see here. And it's this is the pixel count for 240 dpi. And it's a TIFF file, and it's 14 megabytes. The JPEG file is 4.4 megabytes because it's compressed. And it's 2000 pixels by 3000 pixels for an 8x10. And it's an RGB, sRGB color space. And it's a JPEG.